This is the moment we now move out of round one of the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Rome into the second round. The jump-off now just a few moments away, and we have a jump-off lineup that has been confirmed. And that jump-off lineup, just FYI, does not include Christian Kuckuck. It does include Harry Smulders, and it does include Gilles Thomas. Let's show you then who makes it into the jump-off. It is a very big field. Is that 10, according to my calculations, that have now made it into the jump-off? Marlon Zanatelli will be first to go. Katarina Romberg, the Frenchman, Gregory Gotthard, Harry Smulders, a two-time winner already this season. Bertram Allen, the youngest ever Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix winner in yet another jump-off on Pacino Amiro, Gilles Thomas and Callista. The champion in weight, many say, Julia Martinengo, Michael van der Vleuten and Beauville Z. He is still looking to try and win yet another Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix. Duarte Seabra, Dourados, the Portuguese, and Christian Allman, untouched, LB, the 10th and final rider to go in today's jump-off. Those are the 10 that are competing for the top prize here in Rome. Those are the 10 that are looking to get their hands on a Longines Global Champions Tour Super Grand Prix golden ticket for Prague later on this year. They want to be a part of that LGCT Super Grand Prix, but they have to go on to win today's jump-off first, unless someone like Gilles Thomas, who has already won one, will hand it down. Unless someone like Harry Smulders, who has already won one, will hand one down. So many factors at play here. But let's start with the big story that the season challenge of Christian Kuckuck may well be over. After having a fence fall today, he does not make it into the jump-off and sees Gilles Thomas now finish in front of him here in Rome. We caught up with the German to get some thoughts and some reaction to his round with Checker 47.
Christian, another round where it just didn't quite go your way. Was it bad luck today?
No, there was definitely no bad luck. That was my mistake. As simple as it is, but also as annoying as it is, I have to say. I'm a bit disappointed with myself. For the rest, actually, I planned to do 7 on the outside line and 6 to the triple, which worked out good. Not great, because I made the 7 a bit hard for myself. I had a bit of an open distance at the wall, so they were very short, but Checker tried everything and managed it very well. The 6 to the triple were okay. That was all good. But then when I turned to the last line, I immediately realized that I would end up too deep. And it was only 3 strides left. I couldn't really change anything in that moment. And Checker had no chance to jump it. The ox is way too big for the distance I gave him, actually. Like we could also see many people were struggling there. So yeah, that wasn't my best choice there. And that's why we had one down. So not about bad luck. That was about the mistake of the rider.
With you outside the top 4, we believe it means you can't win the championship this year. But again, another fabulous race between you and Gilles. How does that change your thought process going into Rabat and going into Riyadh, where you're going, with now surely your sights turning to Prague and the Longines Global Champions Tour Super Grand Prix?
It doesn't change so much. I will go to Rabat and Riyadh and try to give my best performances and always try to win the Grand Prix. That's as simple as it is. And then, of course, it's about securing second place in the overall now. And then after Riyadh, we look forward to Prague. Everything starts with 0 there. I'm in the Super Grand Prix, which is always great. I think we have a good chance with the team. Anyway, for only a weekend, even if we cannot win the overall this year. But of course, all of us are excited for Prague. And after Prague, we look forward to the next season.
Thanks so much for your time. Well done.
Thank you.
don't for one second think that this is a disappointing finish for Christian Kukuc. Yes, it may look as if he does not go on to win the title, but the fact that this man has now put together 2 back-to-back seasons like he's done in 2024 and now again in 2025, the consistency, to stay hungry, to have the horsepower, to have the energy and the commitment to run deep in a season like this. There are very few riders that can do these kind of seasons back-to-back. And Christian Kukuc, who loses out to Max Kuhne in 2024 and seems to be on his way to losing to Gilles Thomas in 2025, potentially, let's not for a second negate how good a season this has been once more from Christian Kukuc, who without a shadow of a doubt is one of the best riders in the world as it stands. A man who has won 2 Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix this season already. Harry Smulders and Monaco will be going to the LGCT Super Grand Prix in Prague later this year, and they will be, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the biggest threats in Prague. But can Harry Smulders go on to win a 3rd title here today in Rome? Smulders and Monaco jump clear. Let's hear from the Dutchman.
Harry, another fabulous round from you into another jump off. Just analyse the round, analyse the course for us.
Monaco was superb again today, and I think through all the GCTs he jumped this year, he made only 1 fence down. It was in Monaco with Monaco. Yeah.
How'd you get that much consistency from him? What is it you're doing at home? Obviously we know he's a talented horse, obviously we know you're a talented rider, but what is it you're doing to get that time and again?
I think it's a lot of repeating, you know, and it's recognizable for him. And he's very, very clever, so he knows when it's important, he feels the atmosphere, and then he comes in and just gives another gear.
Your plan wasn't to go to Rabat. Have you changed your mind now that you know that could close the door on the championship for Gilles Thomas?
I think I need to start driving the truck now. I need to get there as soon as possible after this class.
So let's look ahead at today. Let's stay in the present. Jump off to come. You've already won 2 LGCT Grand Prix this year. What do you do in a arena that suits Monaco to win again?
Yeah, you've been here very good before, and I don't think we won though, but so that can be still we can still improve the result actually. I just won another solid round, and after that will take it a little bit quiet and prepare myself for the Super Grand Prix in Prague with him.
Harry, thanks for your time. Well done. Good luck for later.
You're welcome.
The thoughts of Harry Smulders. Again, what a season that it has been for Harry Smulders and Monaco in particular. Can they make it a 3rd Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix win in 2025? I hope that the microphones are picking that up as you stand in the middle of Cerco Massimo here in Rome and have the energy of this inside the Italian capital. To have a man inside the ring sing what I believe to be Nossa Dorma live for us all here. This is simply beautiful. You talk about local flavor, local culture, a local taste of the city. And this, folks, is just superb. What a wonderful setting to get us ready for today's Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix jump-off. And we will be welcoming Olivier Philippaerts into the conversation in a few moments' time. The Belgian rider now comes to join us. Maybe he'll sing a song for us as well. We don't know. We welcome him into the studio. Give him a moment to appreciate the songs, to appreciate the... That's easier for you. To appreciate the energy, to appreciate a feeling of what is happening here in Rome. We're going to ask Olivier Philippaerts to give us some thoughts on the jump-off shortly as he goes through the list that includes Marlon Zanotelli, Katarina Romberg, Gregory Cotta, Harry Smulders, Bertram Allen, the incredible Gilles Thomas, Julia Martinengo Marquet is in there as well, as is Michael van der Vleuten, Duarte Seabra, and Christian Allman. Olivier Philippaerts, that's pretty special, no? That's quite nice.
Yes, I've seen him a couple of times. Every year he comes to Verona, actually. He has a great restaurant in Verona as well, and he always comes to sing in the show in Verona and here. The guy used to ride horses also.
Really?
He bought horses of us. The first horse he bought from us.
Wildly appreciated by a very, very big crowd here in Rome as well, by the way. It's behind the camera, so it's not possible for you, the viewer, to take a look, I'm afraid. But talk to me about this kind of an audience that's come out here, Olivier. The stands are packed, the grass banks are full, these undercover seats are full. It's a wonderful turnout for an LGCT Grand Prix. Appreciated by local people.
I mean, Great Italy is also a country, they love horses, so every competition is fully packed, and also happy here in Rome. People travel all over to come and see her.
So we're going to chat about this jump off, you and I.
Yeah.
Starts with the Brazilian. Marlon Zanatelli makes his way in. First to go is always tricky. What do you know about Catalan? Do you know the horse?
I know the horse. I know Marlon does not have it so long yet. I would say he has it for 2 or 3 months, not so much longer. And he has improved the rideability a lot, and Marlon is a very, very fast rider. But in this jump off today, I could not really tell you who's the favorite, because I'd say 8 from the 10 are very fast riders.
8 out of 10 to look out for, says Olivier Philippart. We start with Marlon Zanatelli. He's the first in to set the pace. Here is rider 1 of 10 of today's jump off here on the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Rome.
Getting ready. So let's see how he starts, just taking stock, gathering his final thoughts before he gets underway. So, jump off time it is here in Rome. Begins now. Turn back there, that's quick. Oh, that's maybe too quick. Just seeing time at the double, but now just getting a little out of sorts from that turn back. He was there at about 20 seconds, so we're using the double as a marker, but actually it's all from that turn back. The rhythm's been lost as he comes to the final fence and actually has 4 down. So not the start that Marlon was wishing there, with 16 faults.
So falling apart a little bit, I'm afraid, for Marlon Zanatelli. But that first real talking point here, Olivier, this turn to fence number 7 looks incredibly tight. You need to be super aggressive, but this is a very easy fence to knock down if you are, as always in jump-offs, a little too much, a little too aggressive.
Yeah, it's a difficult jump because number 7 is also, it's a bit more narrow than the other jumps. I'd say the other would be 3.5 and this one is 3. So in a rollback turn, I think it's a very, very difficult jump.
So now from Marlon Zanatelli, who for now holds on to the lead as the first rider, 16 penalties as you see, 34.81. Katharina Romberg was denied a GCL victory with the Shanghai Swans earlier in the week. Can she go one step further this time as an individual and win on the Longines Global Champions Tour? She is next with Colestus Cambridge. The time to beat, 34.81 and 16 penalties of Marlon Zanatelli.
Eyeing up what she needs to do here. And how can she set the tone? On her way. Now, quick turn back to the next fence. Gallop on. And then it's a sharp turn back here. This is where it went wrong for Marlon, but she's taking a more circumspect route. It gets clear, so maybe just looking, say about 20 seconds. Both combinations have got to the first part of the double. 2 more jumping efforts to go now. Could she be the first clear? Galloping to the final fence. It's a good start for Katharina Romberg. She's had a great day with this 10-year-old. And look how pleased she is. When you've got a 10-year-old and you get a response from the horse like that, that will feel mighty special. Probably may not be enough to win it, but whatever, it's been a terrific afternoon for the Austrian.
Her face, absolutely delighted with that. A time of 36.67 as she jumps clear. Gregory Cotard, the Frenchman, now makes his way in. Quick thoughts on Katharina Romberg?
Good round. I mean, it's a super good horse. I love that horse. It's really one of the best horses in the field. Don't think she'll be quick enough for the podium, but I think she'll be top 5.
Okay, top 5 as it stands. 36.67 is the new benchmark that has been set by Katarina Romberg. Gregory Cotta is next in the ring. The time to beat, a clear score of 36.67.
But last year was a consistent Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix performer. Can she produce one of her best? She had 3 top 10s last year, but now looking, and we'll have another one here, but oh, that's a good turn. And we're saying the time just maybe a fraction up on Katarina. Now Galabon there, 36.67. This is a good round, and jumps the last and is into the lead, 36.41. So short-lived for Katarina Romberg, but I don't think she's too disappointed. But Gregory Cottard has just made sure that he could have a very good finish here.
So it's not by a lot, but he has shaved off enough time to now take the provisional lead. Gregory Cotta, it's very tight. Very tight. How much more do you think he was coming out of this?
Very tight, but I think now
The look who comes in.
Harry, I think if he goes clear, it could go a second faster, I'd say.
Here is a 2-time Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix winner in 2025 alone. A former season winner before Max Kuhner took the title last year. A man to look out for. Harry Smulders and Monaco. Do they do it for a 3rd time in the season?
The horse is in great form, and I think Harry also is really hot, and now he's looking and he started calculating points, and I think he wants to win even more now. And the horse has experience, so for sure he's one who could win today.
Oh, it's a great combination. Harry Smulders and Monaco. Time to beat now, 36.41 on a double clear.
Always seems to deliver almost like a postman, guarantee delivery. But Monaco, charged with trying to win a 3rd Grand Prix for him this season. On his way. Now this is the first real test, this turn, and he's making it quite short. Aggressive, positive, gets clear. Now what's the split look as we come into the double? That looks like we just might be a little bit down. So Gregory Cottard's time is very good. Now he makes a really short turn there as he gallops onto the final fence. Has he made up the time? I don't believe it, he has. Just out of nowhere, plucking it out of the air. Was down, and then that short turn to the penultimate fence grabbed that round and may have grabbed a 3rd victory on the...
What's your name? With Morgan, Harry's groom, an amazing round.
Amazing. He's an incredible horse. He's unbelievable. He's giving everything for us. I have no words. It's just unbelievable.
Potentially a 3rd LGCT Grand Prix of the season.
Would be amazing.
Well done. I know you need to. Thank you.
That's the question I wanted to ask. Does this become a winning time? Because now you start entering that territory where shaving more and more and more off each rider that follows starts to become really difficult. There's a wonderful list still to come, but that starts to look like a time that will flirt at least with the podium, as you say.
Yeah, podium for sure. It'll be very close, very, very close.
Oh boy, what does that do for the championship? Harry Smulders, does he podium again here in Rome? Bertram Allen, youngest ever LGCT Grand Prix winner in the ring. Time to beat? 34.27.
Not as short, but quick. Still together. How's the split time at this stage looking? But it doesn't matter now as the fence is down. So, Harry Smulders, one less to worry about now. Stays in front, but he's still got Gilles Thomas to come next. But not bad, 34.91. So it shows what's possible. And
I've spoken to a lot of riders who tell me that Pacino is an incredible horse. And I think about, I think it may have been in Spain a couple of seasons ago when we landed up going out to La Coruña, where may have been Bertram Allen as well. And they spoke about how Pacino is so dominant in the ring. Give me your thoughts on Pacino, Amiro.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very, very scopy horse. I think Bertrand knows the horse very good, so he knows exactly what he can do. Unfortunately, he had one down. But if we look now to the next one, Gilles Thomas, I'd say today he's the man to beat in Europe. I say he's been winning every week, so.
Is there a bigger defining moment of all this talk around championship, for him to shut the door right here and right now and go on and win this LGCT Grand Prix?
Definitely. I mean, you see, in New York, his jumper was very, very fast. So today, if his round will work out, I think he can win.
Chiara and Callista are both only 9. There is still Luna and there is still Hermitage. That is the stable that this man is currently holding on to. He is here with Callista. The time to beat a clear of 34.27.
Before that, now smoothly into the start of the round. Now he'll pick up from here. This will be the test, this turn here. Quickly there, comes round. It's quite wide. Maybe he's trying to just limit the errors. Comes now down to the double. Maybe a little down on Harry, but now I think he may be not quite as fast. I think Harry is going to be, although it's not going to be too far away as they come to the final fence. Is it going to be inside the time? Oh, my goodness me. Again, he picked up the time and a little...
I'm waiting for Harry to come back. I am speaking. I'm down in the warm-up arena. I'm just trying to get Harry Schmulders, who's getting off his horse, Monaco and Harry Schmulders. I'm just going to try and not get knocked over by Monaco. Harry, don't let Monaco walk off. You need him for the rest of the season. Rabat. Harry, Rabat. What's happening with Rabat? You going or not?
I don't know.
we need an answer because the championship could be won by Gilles today.
Really?
If you're going, it totally changes the picture. If you're not, then Gilles gets crowned today.
If it changed, then we need to consider.
You're not helping me here, Harry. I need an answer. Yes, no?
Do we need to decide it now?
It really is needed soon.
Yeah, it's soon. Right answer. Let's consider for a second. We want to put some pressure on Gilles, otherwise he gets it too easy, you know. 2 shows before the end.
You've got to see you coming then. See you coming. Right, we're still none the wiser. Is Harry coming or not?
Who knows?
Well, we'll find out if he makes it onto the podium. We'll interview you again in a minute.
Find out in a second.
Mark, back to you.
Oh, it's sad. Just the horse collapsed into the fence. And a disappointing end. Was charging forward to that fence, and sad because so good to get through to the final. Jump off here, but unfortunately into that fence.
So an elimination for Julia Martinengo-Marquet, I'm afraid, but this gives us a moment to speak about Gilles Thomas. We heard there from Harry Schmulders, not decided yet whether he goes to Rabat or not. But let's talk about this young man, whether he gets crowned champion here tonight or in another week's time, it doesn't matter. Give me your thoughts on what Gilles Thomas has done in 2025.
Unbelievable, I'd say. Gilles this year has been the best in all of Europe. I say the amount he's climbed in the ranking so far, he's winning Grand Prix, he's being either wins or he's placed top 3. So, I mean, I think for sure on the moment, I love Harry also, but for me this year, Gilles Thomas is the crown winner.
The fact that at his age, which if I'm not mistaken will make him the youngest ever LGCT season champion, at his age to have the stable that he has, to have produced the results that he has, and to have the mental strength to respond to big moments like this, I mean, what does that tell you about how good he can become in the future? We're looking at a monster here, aren't we?
Yeah, I think they're a very good team together with his uncle. They've got a good group of horses. He's riding so good, so it's a matter of keeping the right horses together, but for sure he's one that could have a beautiful career in front of him.
All right, and a very long career as well. We remind you that with Callista and Chiara still only 9 years of age, and Hermitage Cologne and Luna van der Dennenhof as well. As it stands, the leader is Harry Schmulders, clear on 34.27. Gilles Thomas in second, 34.41. Michael van der Vleuten next in the ring.
Michael van der Vleuten won't go down without a fight, that's for sure. Jumps the first fence, now the turn back, making it quite sure. Quickish here, now charging down to this next fence. What sort of turn can he get afterwards? Goes quite wide, but it's positive. Now coming to the fence, jumps it, kicking on now to the double. How's the time looking? It's not going to be that far away. Now this is the important bit. Gets the move round. Here we go. Real short. Now kick on. 34.27 is the time to beat. Is he going to do it? Coming to it. Has he done it? Oh no! Just by half a second he's down. Crowd holding their breath.
Oh my word, Olivia Philippots. I don't even want to write the time down. I don't even want my microphone. Take over. What does that say?
Well, I don't know where you lost it. I thought it would make it. It was very, very fast. Yeah, I mean, beautiful riding of Michael. So it was extremely fast round.
Michael goes clear in 34.84. So as it stands, Harry Smulders, Gilles Thomas, and now Michael van der Vleuten. A point that you made, in fact, that means that the LGCT Super Grand Prix golden ticket now, because of victories to Thomas and Smulders, is currently in the pocket of van der Vleuten. So arguably, with Smulders and Gilles Thomas in first and second, everyone now fighting for third, because that's where the golden ticket lies. Duarte Abra still to come, Christian Ullmann still to come. But the story of the day is that Harry Smulders, clear on 34.27, leads the jump-off.
This is probably for Duarte. What's he looking at here? A good finish. He doesn't look as if he's going absolutely flat out. But it's been a terrific effort to get through to the jump-off. Oh, oh, oh. And Harry Smulders knows there a little bit of Spanish riding school coming into play there. So not to be in the jump off for Duarte as he's coming to the final two fences. Disappointing, but all the same, and has the final fence down. So still, it's all part of the learning curve and just making sure these jump-offs are tense affairs.
Who comes home on 8 penalties. It leaves Christian Ullmann and untouched as the only remaining combination. Well, this man has achieved a lot in his career. This man has done absolutely everything. I think back to those 2 LGCT Grand Prix wins, was it in 2024, where he famously came back in Paris and won. I think about Dominator, I think about these incredible Grand Prix. Untouched, not at that level just yet. Is there around here that beats a 34.27?
Also, another incredible 9 years old of Christian. I mean, it's an amazing horse. He says also, I think he says one of the best horses he ever had. And if there is one person who can make that time in the jump-off, it's for sure him.
All right, here we go. Final showdown, Harry Smulders versus Christian Ullmann. One Dutchman versus a German. Time to beat. Double clear, 34.27.
Loves winning on the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix circuit. A money-making machine for him and Monaco. But you've got to admire their performances. Christian Ullmann on this young horse, beginning now, 9 years of age. Will he be looking as if he can try and be the party pooper? Good positive turn back there, now moving down to the double, just checking into it. But no, so Harry Smulders is our champion here in Rome. Now, short there. Well, a very encouraging performance nonetheless from Untouched for Christian Ullmann, because that's a good time. He wouldn't have been far away, but there's our champion. Thumbs up from Harry Smulders. Christian Ullmann has got himself a good one here in Untouched. But there'll be some good days.
Now no one. Did you hear Olivia Philippots just say now he doesn't know? None of us know. We have no idea where this leaves us. What I can tell you for now is that the podium is made up of Michael van der Vleuten in third, Gilles Thomas in second, and Harry Smulders in first, who wins the Longines Global Champions to a Grand Prix of Rome. The golden ticket for the LGCT Super Grand Prix now goes in the way of Michael van der Vleuten. So Michael will jump in Prague. And Harry, we don't have an answer because there's just too many factors at play here. What looked to be Gilles Thomas's day now becomes Harry Smolders trying to steal the limelight. We don't know where the title goes. Harry now surely has to answer some questions. How fast can you take a taxi to Rabat? How fast can you get a private plane to Rabat? Because that's going to be the question now. Harry, do you go to Morocco? Yes or no?
Yeah, on the end, before the class spoke to Gilles, said, okay, Harry, it's still if he wins, but then he wins today, and then on the end, things change. I don't know with paperwork and quarantine-wise how it works to go to Rabat, but I'd say maybe the horse should go up in the truck and just go to Rabat, because on the end now he's got a better and better shot on it.
That's going to be the advice of Olivier Philipparts. I think it's going to be the advice of many, many people. And the advice will be, Harry Smolders, take a plane, train, taxi, tuk-tuk, it doesn't matter. Get yourself to Rabat, get yourself to Morocco, because it looks as if this Longines Global Champions Tour season is firmly back on because of the maximum points of Harry Smolders. Now, Gilles Thomas has not done him any favors because Harry, having won here today, does take maximum score because he doesn't have his 8 scores yet. Gilles can only improve on his 8th worst score. But Gilles could have easily crumbled in a position like this. He sees Christian Kukuk have a fence down. He can take his foot off the gas, take it easy. That's an amazing response that, despite Harry's result, just keeps us reminding that Gilles Thomas will not allow this to be taken away from him.
No, I mean, like I said, he had an unbelievable season. And again, we also talk about Harry now, but Gilles was again second. So let's see how that works out with the point system. But I'd say now, Gilles, to beat him this year, it's going to be very, very hard.
All right, well, Harry Smolders doing his absolute best to try and take this race down the line as far as he can go. It is a Van der Vleuten, Thomas and Smolders win here in Rome. We thank Olivier Philipparts very much, giving us some wonderful insights in the jump-off. We take a break. When we return, thoughts and reactions from our top 3, and we try our hardest to get an update on where the championship stands now. We'll chat to you soon. Well, that is a simply sensational. Oh, I've lost my ability to speak. That is simply sensational. What an afternoon on the Longines Global Champions Tour. A response from Harry Smolders to do his best to keep this championship alive. Gilles Thomas not allowing him to run away with it. But still, the championship table now gets an update. Harry Smolders scores maximum points. Gilles Thomas only improves on his worst score. And a golden ticket to the Longines Global Champions Tour Super Grand Prix now falls into the hands of Michael van der Vleuten. Where does it leave us? Where does it leave us? And I'm starting to get some updates in my ear. And I may just give that update a second or two, but I am starting to get some updates come through to the studio here. We are going to talk to Harry Smolders. We are going to talk to Harry Smolders later on tonight. We are going to hear from second place, Gilles Thomas. We are going to hear from third place, Michael van der Vleuten. Let's show you the final result. Let's show you the final result of Rome. This is how it ends. Michael van der Vleuten, clear on 34.84. Gilles Thomas, clear on Callista, 34.41. And Harry Smolders, now a three-time champion in 2025, as Harry Smolders and Monaco win once again here on the Longines Global Champions Tour. Gregory Cotta, Katarina Romberg, Bertram Allen, Christian Allman, Duarte Abra, Marlon Madolo Zanotelli, and Julia Martinengo Marquet make up the rest of the jump-off field. But is it time to release this update? As the teams come out for the podium, we will put ice on that update, because let's give it the time that it deserves. For now, ladies and gentlemen, the official podium celebration of the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Rome, as we welcome your top three riders into the ring. Michael van der Vleuten, Gilles Thomas, and Harry Smolders will be coming into the ring in a few moments' time. A final little bit of preparation as I turn around. The marching band makes their way into the ring. They are preparing, the cameras have lined up. Official photographers and social media, I see. The videographers all lined up. They are standing by and awaiting for today's podium finishers to enter into the ring. It is a massive afternoon. A massive, massive afternoon. An afternoon full of storylines. An afternoon full of drama. Questions around the championship. Questions around the Longines Global Champions to a Super Grand Prix golden ticket. When you do the maths and you cancel out Harry Smolders, you cancel out Gilles Thomas, you know that Michael van der Vleuten now will go to Prague. But your champion of Rome 2025, ladies and gentlemen, Harry Smolders and Monaco.
Smolders into the arena, and Prix following him is Gilles Thomas, runner-up spot, but he will remember this day because he's the champion of the standings at the end of the year, the youngest ever person to do it, surpassing the younger than Scott Brash, who did it same age but was actually a few days younger. And the quickest, I think, to secure the title. With 2 runs still to go, that is even more amazing. So, really has been a special year for Gilles Thomas, who continues to rewrite the record books. The Belgian and Michael van der Vleuten in third as they come forward to the podium in front of the giant screen here. And we're getting ready, and there is Jan Tops with the presentation party of Dennis Montecolo to Jan Tops's right as we look. but getting ready, and also Dr. Matteo Severo, who's brand manager of Longines here in Italy, all to make the presentation. A little perfect little pat there for Monaco, just saying, thanks mate, you've done it again. And coming up to go on to the third spot, it is Michael van der Vleuten, still very pleased with the efforts of his horse, Beauville, to in second. Here comes our champion in with another podium finish, Gilles Thomas, riding Callista, 9 years of age. That's the remarkable thing. How good was that? Again, just coming up short after a magical turn back to the penultimate fence, gave victory to this man. And this man is Harry Schmolders, bounding on to the #1 spot onto the podium, arms aloft here in Rome. This outrageous venue, and that is one heck of a podium here in Rome. And as we get ready for the national anthem of the winning nation, and for the third time this year, Harry Schmolders and Monaco will be acclaimed. So, Harry Schmolders listening to the national anthem of the Netherlands. And now the presentation coming forward. Jan Tops presenting the third place trophy to Michael van der Vleuten. So Jan Tops presents that trophy. And second trophy, it is and coming forward now is Denis Montecolo from the Longines Global Champions Tour, presenting that, and just congratulates the winner and the third place rider, Michael van der Vleuten. But the winner is Harry Schmolders, picking up another trophy and coming up is Dr. Matteo Severo. He's presenting another Longines watch to our winner. And well done to Harry Schmolders. Another fabulous timepiece to add now to what is a pretty extensive collection. But presenting the winner's trophy, president and founder of Longines Global Champions Tour, it is Jan Tops presenting it to Harry Schmolders and raising the trophy up to the photographers and the crowd here in Rome. There it is, the Grand Prix La Rome, it says. And there is another impressive trophy to add to a growing collection of Grand Prix trophies. Might need to move stables the way he's going at the moment, but now it's time to give Harry Schmolders a good drenching, and champagne spraying everywhere. So Harry Smolders having a well-deserved swig of champagne. And they get reunited with their horses for the lap of honour. It's been a magnificent competition. 10 made it through. Some surprises, maybe people thinking that Christian Kukuk not getting through was a bit of a surprise. He was quite hard on himself, saying it was rider error that prevented him from getting through. But the championship, well, it might just hinge on the fact whether Harry Smolders goes to Rabat. He was indicating in his interview with Dan that he may not have the horsepower to do that and would be thinking of concentrating on going to Prague. But you never know. But obviously he says, I don't quite have the horsepower, and he really wants to make sure in Prague he's fighting fit. But today he can savor the moment in Rome as the winner of the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix here in Rome. A three-time winner. Ben Mayer, the last to do it, but now Monaco. Here's Prix lapping up the floors. Well, fantastic in Rome. It's been a great weekend. Next port of call is Rabat, then it's Riyadh, and then it's the Super Cup final time. Still much to enjoy. Thank you for your company this afternoon.
The official lap of honor now taking place just to my side here as Harry Smolders, Michael van der Vleuten, and this man here, Gilles Thomas, makes his way around the arena to say thank you to the Italian crowd that have come out here today. It has been an incredibly well-supported Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix. Absolutely every single seat in the house, from the grass banks behind us to the grandstand alongside me to the VIP behind us. Every single seat has been sold out here in Rome. But there goes Harry Smolders, the winner of the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix here in Rome. He's already done this winner's lap. This will be his third time in 2025. We remind you that the golden ticket now goes the way of Michael van der Vleuten. The Dutchman now books his spot in the LGCT Super Grand Prix. We are going to hear from all three riders. We're going to hear from Michael van der Vleuten, we are going to hear from Gilles Thomas, and we are going to hear from Harry Smolders. Let's remind you of where those golden tickets go. Abdel Said and Bonnie winning back-to-back LGCT Grand Prix in Doha, as he did in 2024, did so again in 2025. Emmanuel Kemeli wins in Mexico City in the giant grass ring at Campo Marte. It is the Italian who was victorious to win the second. Scott Brash in Shanghai. It was the beginning of a wonderful season for Scott Brash, who still finds himself inside the top 10, and it was not his only LGCT Grand Prix to win this year. Yoli Mitlineo, her first ever Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix win in Madrid. What a performance that was from the young Greek rider, as Yoli booked her spot there. Harry Smolders, keep the count, wins in Cannes. Goes on to book his spot in the LGCT Super Grand Prix in Prague. Ken Farrington and Ramatuelle Saint-Tropez goes on to win as we enter into the rest of the French Riviera period of the season. Gilles Thomas, a winner on the Champ de Mars under the Eiffel Tower. The season then really starting to pick up momentum for Gilles Thomas after getting onto the podium in Shanghai. Simon D'Alestre winning in Monaco. That 500,000 euro Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix going the way of Simon D'Alestre in Monaco. Then Christian Kukuk and a wonderful win in London. That was a big result for him, one that also catapulted him incredibly high into that championship fight. Christian Koekkoek wins in London. From there, Nicola Philippaerts in Valkenswaard to the Longines Tops International Arena. Better than all the rest in the south of the Netherlands, it was Nicola who goes on to win in the Netherlands. From there, Gerrit Nieberg and Riesenbach as we move from the Netherlands over to Germany. In the wonderful arena in Luger Beerbaum's backyard, it was the German rider winning on home soil as Gerrit Nieberg goes on to win there. In New York, we see the win of Thibaut Philippaerts, or at least the golden ticket of Thibaut Philippaerts. Most recently, Philipp Weishout in Vienna, going on to win at the Schoenbrunn Palace in Austria. And then you can update Vienna and bring it to Rome, as we now have a new face on the golden ticket calendar. And that face is that of Michael van der Vleuten. It feels like no Longines Global Champions Tour Super Grand Prix would be complete without the very talented Dutchman in Michael van der Vleuten. And don't be surprised that for a man that has jumped there before, is expected, you would imagine, to bring Beauville. He will have to jump for Madrid Emotion in the GCL Super Cup as well. But this is the requirement of these top riders. They need balance. They need to jump in the GCL Super Cup as well. There is Harry Smulders signing autographs, taking photos, and bringing his trophy into the studio. Now, the warm-up that you cannot really see on screen, the warm-up is very close to us. Harry's probably about 50 meters away, I'd say. He's now going to make his way up a ramp, past a whole bunch of fans here that are now waiting, I think, to have an opportunity to at least give Harry Smulders a high five. He now makes his way behind one of the GC lounges. Floss Bish-Jones does some trophy delivery. Thank you very much, Floss. That's amazing. Jonge. Hey, gefeliciteerd, man. Right, Harry Smulders, for a third time in 2025. Starting to collect these. I imagine that the trophy cabinet at home is getting pretty big, Harry Smulders. Talk to me about how you're feeling. An outstanding performance. Congratulations.
Yeah, super feeling, of course. I must say it's actually very special. 9 years ago was the first time during this GCT in Rome that I met Monaco.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful.
9 years ago, to Alessandro Mignoli, I went to try on a Saturday morning Monaco when he was 7 years old. And now, 9 years
a decade later, basically.
9 years later, you know, and yesterday I was also by the owner, Mauricio. And it's so special. He came here today to watch. And 9 years after that, he wins in Rome.
An incredible story. Throughout the season, when you've been collecting these Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix wins, I think about chatting to you in the French Riviera, chatting to you over various successes. You kept saying to me, it's always about Monaco. It's always about how Monaco feels and what Monaco says to you in the morning that makes you decide where you're going to go, what you're going to do. How, in these later stages of Monaco's career, is there still so much hunger, such clear communication between you two?
Yeah, that is, I think, very special with Monaco. Every show again where I take him, it's like a new show for him. He's still so interested. And, you know, that's why often the first day he's a bit tense, he's a bit spooky.
Needs some time to just get comfortable.
Get in the show, get in the rhythm. But that is also his quality on the other way. On the moment it has to happen, then in the last day of the show, he's always on his best.
And that's fantastic, that on the last day of the show is where you always find yourself in jumping a Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix. And because of that, you are able to get the best out of Monaco, seemingly, on these final days. Talk to me about the horse welfare. I know a lot of people are throwing questions about Rabat and what's happening. The decision, I assume, has been made or has not been made, but I assume, let's start there. Decision made, yes or no?
Yeah, no, the decision was made already before I came here.
Okay. And it's confirmed. I'll let you tell the news. What is the update there, Harry Smulders?
No, like, I have at the moment not enough horsepower. Like I did then 6 results, now 6 globals.
Yep.
8 best results are counting for the overall. But I'm unable, I don't have enough horsepower and I don't want to use Monaco at every stage.
And this is such a big point because you are a horseman through and through. And I think people who might not understand that just yet might say, right, Harry, get into the truck and off you go. you put Monaco first. So speak to me about, from a horsemanship perspective, why it's so important to keep Monaco fresh, to keep Monaco happy.
Yeah, but besides that, he's 16, but I don't think, like, in his prime, I also never did more than 15 shows a year. He did 12 this year. I want to save something, you know, take it a little bit down now, do one small show, and then try to peak again in the Super Grand Prix in Prague. And after, I might do one more show this year, and that's it.
Well, it means then, as a former LGCT champion, I think back to that year of you and Michael going right down the line. It was an incredible season. You've been here before. You've been crowned a champion before. It might not happen here. Well, at least it won't happen now in 2025. But what you do, as you say, is now go into the Longines Global Champions Tour Super Grand Prix. You have to be, I'm sure, Harry, by many people's viewpoint, the most dangerous man in that LGCT Super Grand Prix. Is that now your next big ticket that you are looking to cash in at the end of the year?
Yeah, definitely. And he has the experience. He was already a few times close. But okay, there is the best against the best. And it's again, you know, I'm trying.
Do you feel like you are the man that everyone is watching?
I don't know.
Is everyone saying that's the combination?
I'm not sure about that, because they're all very good. You know, don't get me wrong, if you can win a Global Champions Tour, you have, as a combination, you are an exceptional pair.
Sure.
And all those exceptional pairs against each other, then it's also, that's why I'm looking forward, and I'm trying to take it a little bit down, and then there I hope to peak again. I hope to have him in the same shape as he is now.
Sure.
So I cannot keep going, because you cannot expect that they are week in, week out. Absolutely. Like on this kind of level and performance. So that is why you need to manage very well, and that's why, like you say, it's horsemanship. And to win an overall, you need at least 2 Super Grand Prix horses, and that I don't have it right now.
Well, it's been an outstanding season. It's been a privilege to watch you jump. Again, fantastic in Rome today. We look forward to seeing you in Riyadh and then in Prague as well, correct?
No, I just go Prague.
Straight to Prague. Yeah. All right. Well, then we look forward to seeing you in Prague in a couple of weeks' time. Yeah. Harry Smulders, an outstanding performance. Take your trophy, go have a drink, and go and celebrate. Ladies and gentlemen, the champion of 2025 here in Rome at the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix is Harry Smulders, and the inevitable Monaco, the 16-year-old gelding who once again, for the 3rd time on the LGCT stage, goes on to win here. A 3rd win for Harry Smulders and a 3rd win for Monaco. Is he the man to catch in Prague? That becomes the big question. But with that confirmation, the big news then to come out of today is that we can officially now reveal this.
Gilles Thomas.
Gilles Thomas.
Gilles Thomas.
Gilles Thomas getting started. This man's talent rating is through the roof.
Now, this is the man who is heading the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix standings.
It's brilliant.
27-year-old Gilles.
It is quite sensational.
Absolute winning machine.
For this young magician, his talent is through the roof. That is so obvious to everybody.
Perfect. He's a genius! He makes it look so easy.
Absolutely brilliant.
Wow. Is a winning machine, Gilles Thomas.
The youngest ever Longines Global Champions Tour winner. Gilles Thomas, ladies and gentlemen, the season winner of 2025. Gilles Thomas, what a season this has been for you. Congratulations. Tell me how you're feeling. You are finally over the line. The race is finally over. And you, sir, are the greatest rider on the Longines Global Champions Tour this season. How does that feel?
Yeah, very good. It's been a long season. I was quite early in the season, already the leader. But yeah, my horses kept jumping very, very good. Also now again Calista, she is an unbelievable good mare. And then everyone was watching to Christian Koekoek because normally Harry Smulders wasn't going to Rabat and Riyadh, but then he was joking after his clear round that he was also going to Rabat. So I said, And then I also wrote clear, and he said, you won it, I don't go to Rabat, so I was happy. Then
I want to talk about the season, but we need to talk about this first. What a response this is from you, because a lot of people were thinking, well, if Gilles doesn't win it here, he can win it to the next stage, he can win it in Riyadh. For you to come here, jump clear again, get onto the podium. Excuse me. What a response that is for you in Rome. You have left me speechless many times. Tell me how it felt for you to jump here in Rome and respond to the people that maybe thought there is still life in this story.
Yeah, my horse is in great shape at the moment. So, yeah, then I also had the feeling that I have to try to go for this stage as well. I had a big gap before with the championship, so I could take some risk. If it didn't happen here, then I still had another chance in Riyadh, so that's why I could take here a bit more risk.
A lot of people spoke about Christian Koekkoek. Let's talk about you and Harry, because there is a former Longines Global Champions Tour winner now greeting the new incoming champion. Give me your thoughts on Harry. Give me what was said here with Harry. What's happening there with you and Harry Smulders?
Yeah, I know Harry already a long time. And yeah, he was making some jokes that he was now also going to Rabat. He would take his truck from here and go straight to Rabat, just to make me a bit nervous. Yeah. But yeah, I knew he was joking a bit because I know him already a bit longer than today. But yeah, in one way it was good because then I kept focused, and I also, yeah, like I said, if you can win just one stage is amazing. So I also wanted to try to win this one as well.
Do you think you arguably have the best stable in the world at the moment? Because Harry said to us a few moments ago, in order to become a season champion, you probably need, he says, at least 2 great 5-star LGCT Grand Prix horses. The fact that we have seen you win on Luna, we have seen you win on Hermitage, we've seen what Chiara can do, you've done it again here with Calista. You go so much deeper than the 2 he makes the suggestion. Do you think your stable is one of the most powerful in the world right now?
Yeah, I think for sure one of the most powerful. Yeah, as you see, Calista and Chiara are only 9 years old, and then I also still have Hermitage and Luna and a few other very good ones. So that's why I also could make a good program for every horse. So they performed well in every stage.
Are you aware that not just winning the season is such a big moment, but the style in which you have done it? Getting onto the podium multiple times, winning on various stages, youngest ever to do it, the earliest victory we've seen in almost a decade. You haven't just won this, Gilles, you've dominated more than we've seen in many, many seasons. And if you think about Peter Fredriksson, you think about Harry Smulders, you think about, you know, these kind of champions, you've done what very few of them have done. Do you realize the significance of this?
Oh yeah, not really maybe yet, because today I was just busy to try to win this stage. But yeah, now I'm also the championship winner. Yeah, my horses jumped the whole year amazing, and I think maybe I got this armband quite early in the season and it gave me some wings. I was very motivated and focused on every Grand Prix, and yeah, I liked, and I think my horse liked a bit the pressure of the leading rider. The
answer might be here today, but I wonder from you, what was your favorite moment of the season? Maybe it's not a stage win, maybe it's a jump off that you didn't make but you jumped superbly, or maybe it was a great fence that saved the day for you. Do you have a defining moment in your season if you think back now? What was the one that you say, in 5 years' time, if you ask me about 2025, that was the moment that jumps out to me?
Oh yeah, that's not so easy to pick one moment, but maybe the win with Hermitage, like Calista, I know she's a quick horse and we won already a lot of classes. Hermitage is maybe not the quickest by nature, but he developed so good also now in the jump-offs, and there in Paris I really got my jump-off. So maybe it was also my first win on him and the first win of the season, so maybe that was the most beautiful moment, yeah.
Gilles Thomas, it has been a privilege to watch you jump in 2025, and we've had a wonderful opportunity to get to know you a lot better and get to know your incredible horses. As a champion of the season, congratulations, enjoy tonight, and it's been a wonderful moment. Ladies and gentlemen, your champion of 2025, the man who has been better than everybody else, is this man here, Gilles Thomas from Belgium, who is now your 2025 Longines Global Champions Tour season winner, the champion of 2025. This is what the final rankings look like now at the end of the season. Gilles Thomas is off to go and celebrate. Thank you so much. This is what the standings look like now at the end of 2025. Or at least at the end of Rome 2025. This is what the updated table looks like. The updated overall rankings, as Gilles Thomas now cannot be caught. Our champion of 2025. Everyone else fighting for second and third. Harry Smulders, with his victory, now leapfrogs Christian Kuckuck into second place. Christian Kuckuck drops down a third, but Christian Kuckuck will be in Rabat and will be going to Riyadh. Michael van der Vleuten now with an LGCT Super Grand Prix golden ticket in his hand into fourth place. Andreas Schouw, Max Kuhner, Simon de Lestre, Nadia Peter-Steiner, Scott Brash and Natalie Dean still inside the top 10. But the rankings after Rome tell you that there is one name above the rest and one name that will not be caught by Harry Smulders or by Christian Kuckuck or by anybody else. And that is the name of Gilles Thomas, your champion of 2025. It has been an outstanding Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix. And we will, in just a few days, because the turnaround time is exceptionally quick here, be heading off to Africa and head off to Rabat in a couple of days' time. So from Rome, stage 14, we welcome you to join us in Rabat for stage 15, as we still have Longines Global Champions Tour Super Grand Prix golden tickets to hand out, points to be won, and of course there's still a few stages of the Global Champions League to come as well. Thank you for joining us in Rome. We'll see you in a few days in Rabat. Good night. Bye-bye.
The world's top show jumping stars arrive in Rabat, the vibrant capital of Morocco, where rich heritage and modern energy create the stage for a spectacle like no other. This is the only stop in Africa and the final chance to claim a place among the elite. With the season on the line, every stride, every jump matters more than ever. Join the Longines Global Champions Tour of Rabat from October 17th to the 19th.